if you're not ready to lose certain people, you're not ready to heal. And most of the time, it's not the people you're okay losing, it's the ones you love, the ones you used to, the relationships you're trying so hard to make work, even when they're draining you. So the moment you start changing, the connections start breaking. Because now you're being called selfish, you're being told you've changed, you're even starting to question yourself, and you don't even know if you're healing or becoming someone you don't recognize. Hi, I'm Miracle, and this video is for the person who understands what's unhealthy but still feel guilty for choosing themselves. So let's start with why you feel guilty for choosing yourself. You don't feel guilty because you're doing something wrong. You feel guilty because you were never taught that choosing yourself was allowed. You were taught to be available, you were taught to be understanding, be patient. You were taught to keep the peace to prevent every other thing from falling apart, even when it costs you your own. So now that you're pulling back, setting boundaries, not over explaining yourself anymore, it feels wrong. Not because it is, but because it's unfamiliar. And when people start calling you selfish, it hits deep. And trust me, it hits even deeper when it's from those you love and care about. Because a part of you still wants to be seen as a good person. A part of you still wants to be understood. A part of you still wants to be accepted. So now you're stuck between two things. Be who they are comfortable with, or become who you actually need to be to heal. And being stuck between these two decisions is exactly what makes many people go back. But before you do, let's be honest with ourselves for a second. Are you really attached to this person or to how they made you feel at certain moments? Because sometimes it's not the person you can let go of. It's the familiarity, it's the history, it's the moment when things felt okay. It's the version of them you keep hoping will suddenly come back. And your mind holds on to this moment and suddenly ignores the patterns that hurt you in the past. But you need to understand that you're not attached to who they are consistently. You're attached to who they are occasionally. That is why you want to heal without leaving. Not because you don't see the problem, but because leaving feels like a loss, especially when it's from someone you love, or someone you've known for a long time, or even family. Yeah. So you start asking yourself, can I just heal and still keep them in my life? And the honest truth is, sometimes you can't heal and still have them in your life. I really wish I had a better answer to this. Because healing and staying in the same environment don't always go together. You can't heal in a space that keeps opening the wound. You can't grow in an environment that expects you to stay the same. And you can't become emotionally stable around people who constantly disrupt your peace. Distance is not punishment, it's protection. Not just from them, but from the version of you that keeps shrinking to maintain connection. And this gets even harder when it's family, because now it's not just about attachment, it's about obligations. It's about, but you're my family. It's about, but you've always been there. So instead of creating a space, you stay. And slowly you become more drained, more frustrated, more disconnected from yourself. And then you start thinking, maybe I'm the problem. What if the problem isn't you? What if the problem is the environment you're trying and you've been trying to survive in? Distance doesn't always mean cutting people off completely. Sometimes it looks like not telling them everything anymore, not always being available, not engaging in conversations that drain you, choosing when and how you show up, choosing when you react and when you go silent. Distance is not supposed to be loud, it's not supposed to be dramatic, it's supposed to be quiet and it's supposed to be intentional. And yes, people will notice. In fact, people are meant to notice. And some people will like it and accept it, and some will not like it and call it disrespect and being selfish. But here's a question you need to ask yourself and give an answer to. Are you trying to protect their comfort, or are you trying to protect yourself and your peace? Because you just can't have both of them, at least not in the same way you used to. Healing will cost you certain people, not because you don't love them, because you're finally choosing not to abandon yourself. And that choice will always feel uncomfortable at first. But discomfort doesn't mean you're wrong. Discomfort sometimes is the first sign that you're finally doing something right. Be honest. What's something you've been holding on to even though you know it's affecting your peace? If this is the kind of clarity you need, like, subscribe. I talk about this a lot. See you in my next video. Do have a lovely day.